Hey, how's everyone doing? My name is Wilfred, and I just want to share with you guys a little bit about my thoughts so far. About a month ago, I started to jump into the indie hacker world, and I just wanted to share with you my thoughts about how things have been going so far in my experiences and what I think about the room where people say that language models, large language models, are going to take away jobs from developers, et cetera, et cetera. So, and also I want to debunk a lot of things about me becoming an indie hacker or stepping into that world and show people that I really am doing this. It's just not a fad for me. Um, this is Firebase right here. I'm about to jump into it on this weekend, this Saturday afternoon, and it's the second phase of what I have to do. I already completed the first phase of building the um, SaaS, and now I got to do the second phase, which is going to Firebase. I wanted to deploy and test it on serverless, but it's not going to work. I'm predicting it's not going to work the way I want just because I have so much random generation happening for the content. But I don't want to really, I'm not going to really tell you what it is I'm working on, but I can just tell you that it involves startups and it's definitely a way for me to cheat. Hold on a minute, the phone's ringing. Okay, my phone was ringing. It's a way for me to cheat. My Kobayashi Maru shoot, I should name the project that. And so I should make a project. I should make something like that. Because sometimes in life you just gotta cheat. You can't go by the rules, you know. And as a startup, raising funds right now, it's really tougher than I thought. I mean, it always was a long shot at 1% for black founders, but anyway, we'll talk more about that later. But I wanted to just share with you guys, like I said, how did I get here? How did I get to Firebase? Well, I'll be honest with you. I started indie hacking. I started getting into indie hacking a month ago. I saw a guy's video, a guy named Mark Lowe, and I saw his videos, and I just started to. And I was already building something for my company, the Winner Circle. I was building our made to order platform, which I'm almost done, but it's very, very complicated because the back end, the made to order pipeline is coming up with some challenges for me. But all the initial stuff that I was building when I was looking for the most optimized way to build it, I discovered Jamstack. So I'm officially a Jamstacker now. I mean, I love the mythology behind that, and I'm thoroughly gonna adopt it. I think like this is really a way to push your development skills forward 100% is to just adopt Jamstack. Because me, I started with UX, then I became a designer advocate, then I started working on front end, and then I needed to do something more powerful, which is where I'm up to right now. I'm up to JavaScript. That took 3 years. So this is no overnight success. It really does take longer when you do it on your own. But the thing that I noticed that changed, because I probably would still be stuck developing JavaScript on my own. The thing that changed was the language model. So the language model does help you accelerate a lot. Like I really like this project. I've been working on this project for about. I worked on it first for like 15 hours. Then I had to go back and rethink about everything, how I want everything to operate together, the components I needed, how I wanted it to go. Because one thing with Jamstack, it's serverless, so you do everything more efficient and make it more optimized. It's how you got to think about the architecture. But now I'm back again, and then last night I spent another 15 hours. So I spent about 32 hours basically on this with the language models help. So we got through this pretty fast, but you still gotta. But my thoughts about the language model is not prepared to take jobs yet. It's not prepared to take jobs yet. I can see it doing that, but there's going to be one problem with the language model taking jobs. And that I just had the epiphany of it this morning. I should have wrote it down. Should have wrote the whole paper down. Was that there's no data, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. So this is me using the language model. I'm not gonna show you me using it for code, but I'll show you me using it to understand some things, access some questions. It's really good with that. I use all the language models, but I find that Chat GPT is more fluid. Google Gemini is more technical. Chat GTP is more fluid. I haven't actually tried to build with Meta. Maybe I'll try to build a smaller project in Meta, like I was thinking about, just thinking about really doing because I've done this video 4 times already. Don't ask me why, but I wanted to do a little Kobayashi Maru type project because sometimes in life, man, when the rules are the way they are, when the rules are designed for you to fail, you just gotta cheat. There's nothing wrong with that. You gotta cheat, nothing wrong with that. You're not even called cheating. It's called being a tactician. It's called strategy. So that's this project I'm working on right now. This project is me cheating in startup fundraising. I'm just letting you guys know right off the bat. But I can't tell you what it is because I'm a secretive person. I don't want nobody to jump in front of me to the head of the line and everything. And it's been a couple of versions of this project, but they don't really do it thoroughly. I know as a child, I have a lot of experience from. I know when I was. I know what from my childhood as a child. I have a lot of experience in this project because it was something that captivated me, and I realized that I can use these tools to go after the things of my childhood now that I failed at, the things I wanted to do that I couldn't, the limitations that I had in access to knowledge and resources. Those barriers have been removed now. For someone like me, a language model is a great thing. It makes me a dangerous person because I can type in what I want. I know what I want, and the language model will help me make it. And I used to do model airplanes and do things like that. I used to really enjoy that stuff. So it's kind of like that. But you still have to know how to code. And I don't think that's ever going to change. I don't think learning how to write in HTML and CSS and do terminals and all that stuff and command prompts, I don't think it's ever going to change. Like right here, this is the code that I created with the language model. As you can see from the files that I'm clicking on, I had to still input all of this. I still had to understand why it's called chat.html, JS, dashboard. I mean, some people don't even know about the index file, and I got like, no, that's inbox. I mean, some people don't even know about the index HTML. I saw a guy yesterday do a video and he said that the people couldn't make a website. And I was thinking to myself, what he was talking about was them memorizing um, the basic doc type HTML, blah, 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 blah. That's pretty simple. But because the only thing is your doc type is always going to be HTML, and then everything else from there, your boilerplate, it doesn't really matter. But I think what he really meant was that people didn't know how to save the initial file as an index.html. So somebody coming off the street, yeah, they can ask the language model, how do I build a website? I'll do a whole video about that. They can ask the language model, not a website really, but a web page is a difference. I'm sorry, I misspoke. They can ask the language model, how do I build a web page? But at the end of the day, they still got to understand how to code because what I really experienced that's happening, this is what I mean by the data. The language model lacks access to all the data. It's still a canary in a cage. Even if you, as we say, jerry rig something, you're gonna get all these files, you're gonna make file names, you're gonna pop in code, and you may not put the scripts in the footnote or you may not put the scripts in the footer and all that. It won't work, but you won't know about putting the scripts in the footer. You just would be like, it doesn't work. And also, if you're doing it more, if you're doing anything more than a static site, it's not going to work because it's just the way it is. And then you have to find out why it doesn't work. And you can't, I mean, people say you could use it. You can use a language model to analyze your code. But my thing is that I do really customized things that when I put in the best way I had it, I always get the shitty results. So even if I ask it to analyze the code, it changes what I originally wanted it to be. And then I have to start all over again and put it back to what I want it to be. So, but it's really cool. That's all I'll say for now. The language model is very, very cool in developing your projects. And I could see it. I could see indie hacking and SaaS taking off, but I really jumped into indie hacking as a means of generating new opportunities for myself, getting some more hardcore skills under my belt, becoming a badass, and I like to use a language model to help me build things. So I needed to be able to do all of that. And for me, the quickest road was to become an indie hacker. And so, I got a project coming out. Hope to have it finished by Monday. And my other project's already done. It's just a cosmetic thing for me. I just don't like the cosmetics of it the way it looks. So I got to work on that. And so I had to go out here and learn trail. No, what is it? Trial winds? Is it Trailwind or Trialwind? Tailwind. Tailwind CSS. I had to go out here and learn Tailwind CSS. So, which is really a great, I don't even know what it's called, but it's really a great code base. It really does. I see it keeps it so clean. Like it really does. Keeps your code really clean. And so, but anyway, I think what's missing from the language model is access to data. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that a real AI would be automated. The language model is not automated. You still have to engage with it. And when you engage with it, it doesn't have data. It doesn't have data to know what I did as a child and say, hey, would you like me to build that for you? Is that what this is? Oh yeah, sure. And then it builds it for me. See, it doesn't have access to data. Once it can get access to all of the data that it needs, like China needs access to oil. Once the language model can get access to all of the data, then it will become a true AI. Once it's really automated, then it will become a real AI. I was just watching Cam Newton fourth and one. Shout out Cam Newton fourth and one, and he just gave me another idea for a really cool web that I think would be really, really big. I definitely want to do something big. It'll definitely be something for VIPs though. It'll be that it's gonna be that app that you can really what was the name of it? I don't know. I got the name for it already. Yeah, yeah. Because I could dig it. I could dig that, having that odd craving after a certain time of night, and you're like, man, where do I get this from? I can't wait till the morning. I just got an odd craving. But that's what I realized, man. I think, like I said, the successful startups are the ones that can allow people to make money. So that's what I've been working on. That's my investment thesis. The startups that you can take a little bit of money and make a lot of money, like DoorDash, some gas and a phone. You're making money. Uber, Airbnb, Instacart, all these ones that allow people employment and economic freedom and flexibility with their time are all the tools that allow you to make um money, you know? These are all the tools that allow you to make money. So those are the startups that do really well. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here though. Just wanted to show you guys that I really do this because a lot of people, they want to do a little bit of teasing me, a little bit of trolling me, but at the end of the day, it's official. I'm an indie hacker. So This is my story. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.